So training the neck is kind of an interesting topic. Not many guys go out there and train the neck. How many people have you seen in the gym actually do like neck curls or neck bridges? Not many. Unless there's a machine there, it's a rare thing to see. So going about actually training it's kind of hard because there may not be as much content out there, may not be as much bro science in the gym, as many people you can talk to get that information. But I think neck training is pretty simple. And first off, why should you even neck train? Really, functionally, there's not much. If you want to do it, purely for the functional, structural, for powerlifting or strength training in general, strongman, Olympic lifting, you probably can skip out on. Especially any direct training is unnecessary. You're going to hit it through your complex movements, which I'll get into later. So aesthetically, though, it helps balance out your face and your jawline. You can look it up on your own. There's a bunch of pictures out there that compare like celebrities that had their necks shrunk, and it showed the difference of how important it is aesthetically when your neck's bigger. It balances out your face and it creates a stronger jawline, I guess. And especially if you are one of those guys that are really long, thin necks, that can look kind of weird. Or if you're really jacked and your neck's tiny, yeah, it's going to screw up your symmetry and your aestheticness. So if you have a lagging body part like that, then isolation work is necessary. However, in my experience, goes on to actually how I train it, is I've never hit neck directly. And my neck is, I have good genetics for it. I've always had a big neck. But it's grown a few inches, I believe, since I started training, and I've never hit it. Never done it once directly. And I've purely grown it through deadlifts. Maybe a little bit of rack pulls, but I've only been doing those for like 2 months now, so not much. But deadlifts, heavy deadlifts. Once I broke into the fours and I started doing singles in the low fours, then I saw my neck getting bigger. When I was in the low threes, back when I first started, I wasn't getting much out of it. But as you get heavier, you're getting more strain on your entire body. You're being pulled down by the bar. It's straining your traps and your neck, especially if you break form and you do this. I don't do that a lot when I deadlift. When I do 45-degree back raises, though, yeah, that's when I do it. So you actually can see a lot of work go into your neck when you do something like the 45-degree back raise, and you just finish each rep out like you just push your head back and strain your neck super hard. So compound movements like that are going to hit your neck. And I'm an outlier, I'll admit it, because I just have good genetics for it. My traps, my neck, they've grown pretty well without any direct training, really. Traps, just deadlifts. Just deadlifts. And I have decent traps for somebody who's got small arms. So I got to out angle the camera there, so it'll be like small arms, and then I look jacked, so it's like, oh, he doesn't actually have small arms. That's the key, guys. It's the key to YouTube. So yeah, I'm probably an outlier, I'll admit it, but I know for most people, compound movements like the deadlift, rack pulls, which are great for your traps anyways, and I think it's a pretty good overload exercise in general. Even things like 45-degree back raises, which won't even like hit the neck at all if you're doing them right, but are still gonna get it, because most people, they strain at the top. So and then Olympic lifts. So anything where you have the bar above your head like this, and your whole upper back is extremely tight. You're flexed forward, your neck's tight, because you're holding 200 pounds above your head or whatever, and everything has to be structurally sound. Your neck's not going to be just sitting there. It's going to be rigid, and it's going to be holding it. So that's actually going to help quite a bit in the finishing movement. Now, if you are an outlier in this regard, that you have a really small neck, or you have bad neck genetics, and your neck just doesn't grow, and you look asymmetrical, and just you don't look aesthetic enough, and that's your goal, then yeah, maybe do some neck training, maybe do some neck curls or things like that. Maybe include some more rack pulls in there, because that's actually going to hit your neck quite a bit. but most people are okay. They really don't need it. So judge for yourself if you need it or not. You're gonna your bigger neck gains from isolation work. You're gonna have to trade that in for your pride because you're gonna look pretty weird doing it. But that's up to you. So most people just stick with compound movements. Just do those heavy deadlifts, heavy rack pulls, get strong. Other people, maybe do some curls in there. Curls for the girls, right?